things you need to know about marketing this week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. At the time of this recording, it is the end of March 2020, and the world is in the midst of a global pandemic, COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. Now, this has caused many businesses and individuals to have to stay at home to prevent the spread, or as health experts say, flatten the curve, so hospitals and resources associated with hospitals do not get overwhelmed. So this is having to change the way a lot of businesses do business, and Beacon Marketing is no different, having to do a lot of virtual meetings and changing how we interact with our clients. But this also presents an opportunity to do things that you may not have time or have thought of to do otherwise. So Beacon Marketing, and trying to figure out how we could be of service, we're putting together resources and things that people could do right now from a marketing sense to help improve their business, because a lot of people are stuck at home, not able to do things. So if you're a small business and you're unsure what to do, we're going to have a lot of some free resources, some paid resources, some discounted, which I will talk about, which we'll be sharing as we move forward. But what I really want to do is just see how I, as an individual, and Beacon Marketing as an organization, can be a resource to other small businesses. And doing this blog, or doing our blog and doing these videos, are a way that we feel we can provide the most value, and be of service to the most people. So that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to first be starting off where we always start off with when it comes to a new client, and that's strategy. For us, a strategy is you're detailing the path to marketing success, because you're saying, here is our destination. Our destination is the goals, and I'll get to that in a second. But how you're going to get from here, your present time, to the goals that you set in the future, that's your strategy. That is the path you're going to take. And strategy is so important, because if you do not have that path, if you don't map that path forward, then you tend to wander and you just do what I call random acts of marketing, where you send messages infrequently, or you send emails infrequently, or you don't update your website, and things kind of look chaotic. So maybe you don't reach your target audience. So the people do see your messaging, they get the wrong message from it about who you are and how you can help them. So having a strategy really keeps your marketing efforts focused. It makes the best use of the time, effort, and money that you put towards marketing. And now more than ever, that's important. So let's jump into how you could begin to develop a winning strategy for your business. So the first step you want to take is set goals. I teased this a bit in the introduction, but you really want to define what success looks like, because when you set goals, you're saying, this is what we want to accomplish in the future with our marketing efforts, and the strategy as a whole is how you're going to get there, like I said. So what you want to do is you want to sit here, and it has to go deeper than saying more revenue or more customers. That's a given. If you're a for-profit or even a not-for-profit business, you need to bring in revenue. So the need for revenue is not defined enough, because everyone needs revenue. What you really want to do when you set goals is you say, we want to sell more of product X or service Y, and because that tells you how you're going to get the revenue. And then when you determine how you're going to get that revenue, then you can determine how you're going to market yourself, which we'll get to more detail as we go through this video. But it all starts with defining where you want to be. So you have to define your goals by saying, we want to sell more of product X or product Y over this period of time. I like using the SMART method of goal setting, which I've written about and done videos about. The SMART method is a popular method, so you can look more Beacon for that, or you can look other places to learn how to set SMART goals. But you want to start there when it comes to setting a winning strategy for your marketing efforts. The second step is define your target audience. Your target audience are the people who you are trying to attract to buy your purchases, to purchase your services or your products. Now, a lot of people I talk to say, everyone is my target audience, and that's wrong. Because if you try to go for everyone, then that means your message is not going to be defined enough for your best customers. And that's who you really want to go to. You want to be, if this is about being efficient, especially when you're a small business or a medium-sized business, and especially during a time like this global pandemic, where the money that you have to spend is probably so little. You want to go after those best customers. So defining your target audience, who really is going to benefit from your services, who's going to be the ones that most likely give you a call, buy from your page, your website, or hire you for your services. Those are the ones you really want to target. And it takes time to define stuff like demographics, psychographics, so you can have in your mind an idea of who you're speaking to. So when you develop your messaging, it's a more crisp, and you're directly speaking to them and their needs. And then you put it on where they could see it, which we're going to get to it in a second. So the second step is define your target audience. Third step is set your marketing channels and content, and determine what types of content you want to develop. So once you understand who you're speaking to with your target audience, you want to put your messaging on the channels that they're most likely to see it. Now, I've talked about this in previous videos. So you want to say at least a website and email marketing are probably a given. And social media channels, that's where you're going to see a lot of the difference. So if it's a younger audience, Instagram, Snapchat; an older audience, Facebook; B2B audience, look at LinkedIn. You can look at some niche websites like Twitch, or other sites that are specific to a certain audience. Pinterest has a lot of good marketing opportunities if you want to go for a more visual representation akin to Instagram, but you want to go for an older audience. I think that's where Pinterest gets most of their play from. But the point being is you want to understand where you want to put your information, and then from a content standpoint, what forms of content that you want to put out, like videos or visual stuff like images, memes, infographics, or you're going to go more written like blogs or emails, or just straight up social media posts. Those type of things will help you understand how you're going to target your audience. So the third step is determining the marketing channels and types of content that you're going to use to target your audience. The fourth one, and this is more of a planning and execution, but allocate your resources. And this includes your staff. So if you're going to have anyone on your staff help you, define how they can help you. So is it going to be writing blogs, doing videos, maybe collecting emails from the front desk? It's impossible to do all this stuff by yourself. Trust me, I know. I have my wife help me, and I have other people help me. You cannot do this all on your own. I have a graphics company help me with graphics. My wife helps me with writing stuff and doing Instagram for me. So you cannot do everything by yourself. So even if it's an outside party helping you, define what their role is in everything, and define what the steps are in the process to do everything in terms of coming up with ideas for content, developing that content, publishing it, and making sure it goes out on time. And then also, as part of this, create some sort of communication plan, like how are you going to speak with one another, what channels, is it going to be email, where a file is going to be stored. All that stuff like that will help you make the most of your time. Again, as I said earlier, this is about efficiency. Properly allocating your resources and understanding who's going to do what will help you. And it also helps with what money you're going to spend. So are you going to be spending money on paid ads? Are you going to be hire some outside help? So all this stuff, just take some time to understand how you're going to use the resources at hand to accomplish your mission, and that will really help you in the long run. The fifth and final step is and this is really after you execute, that's to start executing your strategies. Set a plan for review. As I've said before, when it comes to marketing, there's no set it and forget it option. So after you start implementing your strategy, I would say probably 6 to 8 weeks, you want to set a time to start reviewing and judging yourself, or evaluating your efforts against those goals that we talked about in step one, because you want to sit here and say, are we seeing an uptick, or are we seeing the results that we need? So what this allows you to do is allows you to go back and make necessary changes. Actually, next week, in a little teaser here, I'll be talking about how you actually go into developing a plan for review in next week's video, so stay tuned for that. But for now, you just want to have that in mind, and you don't have to really set anything in stone, but you could sit here and say, all right, we're going to implement our plan for our marketing starting next month on the 1st or the 2nd, whatever that date may be. And then 6 weeks from that date, we're going to have a review, and I'll get into the video next week about how to do that. But you want to at least have that thought process in mind so you can properly evaluate your marketing efforts, so you can have a better understanding what is and isn't working. It helps you make any changes that are necessary. So that's it. A quick recap. You want to set goals, define your target audience, set your marketing channels and types of content that you're going to develop, allocate your resources, and then set a plan for review. If you do these things, you will have a very good start to your marketing strategy, and the next step becomes implementation, and like I said, review, and you'll see a difference, and you'll have a better idea, and your marketing will be more integrated into your day-to-day business, and you'll just have a better idea of how you should promote yourself, your business, and you'll see better results in the long run. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have a marketing strategy. If you have any questions, as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. This week's blog, I actually outlined the hallmarks of a good marketing strategy. It's a lot of the stuff that I talked about here, but I go a little bit more detail. So if you're interested in that, I will include a link in the description below. I will also include a link to schedule a free 30-minute discovery session where I help you better understand where you are currently with your marketing efforts, so you understand how you can improve and move forward. The only catch to this is I do 10 free a month. It's a $97 value, so I do 10 free a month. After I do those 10, I start charging the $97. So you want to be one of those 10 to get in, and it's a really direct and pointed conversation about where you're at. So afterwards, a half hour of your time, you have a clear understanding of how you could better promote your business, and so you get the most from your marketing activity. So I'll include a link to schedule that. Lastly, I'll include a link to sign up for my marketing newsletter, which I share every Monday afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. A lot of good information regarding how you can promote your business, and tips like this video or the blog, other things like that. Just really good information. I do not send out any spam or anything like that. I don't believe in that. I want to make the most of your time with me, so you can trust me with your email. So if you're interested, give me that. So that's it for me today. Again, Roger Gallegos with Beacon Marketing. This has been Beacon Marketing's Weekly 5 things you need to know about marketing. Hope to hear from you soon. I'll be back next week again with how to develop a marketing strategy. How to develop a plan for review for your marketing efforts. So stay tuned for that. You guys have a great one. Thank you.